So Kurtis, tell us a bit about how you first got into football.
Well, my dad and my granddad were always massive football fans, so I think from the day I was born, my dad was always busting to get me into football somehow. Ever since I could walk, he had a football at my feet. And then turned 4 and joined my first team with Head Eagles. It's just developed from there and just fell in love with football. And looking back, I don't actually think I could see myself never playing football. It'd be quite weird. So it's just progressed from there.
What are your first memories then of playing at the academy? What comes back to you? First memories?
One of the first memories I have of playing at the academy was under 12s, playing the wee tournament, Alumni. It was an international tournament at the time. There was a few teams from different countries playing. I think it was 9-a-side, and done quite well in the tournament. We got beat in the semi-finals. We ended up beating a French team, finishing 3rd. But that was the first time I played against players and teams from different countries, so that was a cool experience at that time. And in that tournament, a lot of my friends played for Carrick at the time, so nothing really beats playing football with your friends. So it was a good experience.
Going back to walking through your journey at the academy, any highlights and favourite moments?
Well, I've a lot of great memories playing for the academy. One that would stick out the most to me would be winning the league. We were playing for under 15s at the time. There was a National A League and a National B League. We were in the National B League, and I remember at the time it never really crossed my mind about winning the league. I think the season before that we finished quite low. We started the season really well and got good results, and it came to Christmas time, we were top of the league, and it came right down to the wire, last game of the season. Played Crusaders next door there at 3G, and there was a big crowd at the game, and it's the first time I've ever played in front of a big crowd, so it was a scary game, but it was a good experience for me. And I think all we needed was a point. If we drew or won, we won the league. It flipped. If Crusaders got something out of the game, they won the league, so it was a massive game. Played really badly in the game, to be honest. We were 2-0 down with 10 minutes left, and we scored 2 really late goals. And I remember the second goal went in, and all the players just run on the pitch, and it was mad. Everyone was going nuts, and it ended up finishing 2-each and won the league. And that's the first time I'd ever really won a trophy, so that'll always be a special memory for me. But joined Carrick at a young age, and just really enjoyed working my way up through every team. And there's a lot of coaches there that have always, at every level, and they've always helped you as a player and as a group, and they've that's helped me progress a lot as a player and work my way up, and here I am today in the first team. And a lot of thanks goes to them coaches and the players that I played against that have helped me improve as a player.
So you're in the first team now, as you say. How have you found the transition moving from academy into the first team?
It was very tough. It's a big step up from the academy to the first team, and it's a lot more physically demanding. I had to get a lot stronger and a lot fitter to cope with it. But playing with and against really good players and against really good teams every week, it's helped me improve a lot as a player. And I feel now that I've settled in quite well and quite accustomed to the transition. But the league's improving every week and every year, and me as a player, I have to work very hard and improve as well. So hard work helps it, makes it easier, but it was a tough transition, but it pays off in the end.
So what advice would you give to any of the current academy players who are wanting to play in the first team?
First thing I would say to them is you have to work hard. It's like anything you do in life, you have to work hard if you want to be successful. And just need to focus on improving themselves and work hard to become the best player that they can be. I would also say in football you need to be patient a lot. At times you might not get picked for a team, or you might have a bad spell, and you can't let that get to your head. You can't put your head down when things like that happen. You have to use that as motivation. You just have to work even harder, and there will be other chances, and you just have to make sure that you take them chances, and them chances might present bigger opportunities, but you can never ever let your head drop in football, and you just have to be patient and just work hard and always constantly improve.
So Ewan, do you want to tell us how you first got into football?
So basically my granda, he played football and then my dad played football too, so I mean it was only right that my dad stuck me into playing football too.
Definitely. So what are your first memories of playing at the academy?
I've had to think about it, and literally the first thing I can think of is coming down and there being hundreds of kids in the middle of the pitch and just going in and getting your wee stamp to go and play mini soccer.
So do you want to talk us through your journey at the academy, and if you have any highlights you can drop them in as well?
Basically I've been at the academy since I think it was about 6. I've literally been playing football for as long as I can remember, and some of the main highlights I can remember is just winning trophies. Like when I was young, we were winning shields and cups and stuff, so it was always a good feeling to win that. And then took a break and then I came back when I was under 18s, and I've been loving it ever since, and now obviously I've moved on to first team and stuff like that.
Good to see you come back. So obviously, as you say, you're playing first team. How did you find the transition going from the academy to the first team?
It's obviously a big difference from going and playing against people your own age. You're obviously, the physicality is different too. I mean, and then going and playing against people who's 30 years old, it's just a big game to step up to.
So obviously, current academy players are going to want to play in the first team. What advice could you give them?
Probably a big thing I would give them is just try and keep your head going. And I mean, for stepping up there, you need to be in the gym maybe 2 or 3 times a week, because like I said, playing against people your own age and then stepping up and playing against men's completely different. And playing on them bigger pitches too. I mean, going to Windsor Park, it's a crazy pitch to play on, so your fitness and your physicality is definitely a main part of stepping up to the first team football.